Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. So today I will be doing my homework. I can't go no faster than that. It has a delay. When I hit that live button, there's a split second delay. So I just wanted to talk about the essay that I'm going to be redoing and resubmitting to my teacher in order to get a better grade. I want you guys to know that I really want this grade. Hopefully I can get an A. You know, I'm not going to be like Stewie and say, where my money? Where my money? Where my grade? Where my grade? No, I'm not going to do that. But I will sit up there and put hard work, and dedication, um, and have integrity while I do my homework. So let's get started. Hold on. I'm opening the portal. Let me close it real quick. Let me see if I can share my screen with you guys. So how does it look now? I want to know. So I was curious. Um, Tutor. What is going on, man? Said it will open in a new window. Essay feedback. Review document. Okay, let's read what she said. Welcome to the UMGC Effective Writing Center. My name is Olivia, and I'm happy to work with you today. Before I begin, let's review important guidelines and resources. You are welcome to come to the Effective Writing Center for help at any stage in the writing process, whether you're just getting started on an assignment or want feedback on a rough draft. Resources to help you revise your writing assignment link in the summary feedback form, which you will receive along with your paper. Before reading this advice, please review the writing that you submitted. At the Effective Writing Center, we are attentive readers who help you improve as a writer by explaining and modeling effective writing skills. For more detailed discussion of our services, please visit the Effective Writing Center website. Although we will cover revisions and rules, your professor instruction will always take precedence over any advice you receive from EWC. If you have any questions, refer to your assigned guidelines first and don't hesitate to ask your professor to clarify any unanswered questions. In my response, I'm allowed to check beginning or developing because only your professor can grade or decide if your work is accomplished. Thank you for submitting your assignments requirements. Our goal is to ensure that your paper meets um, your professor's assignment requirements as closely as possible, so this information is a big help. Below is a table overview of your assignment, what you completed and what you what you need to fulfill requirements. I just have grammatical errors and need your your help fixing them. I think you have a good draft on your essay about the LEAP app data. You need to proofread carefully for word choices, clarity, sentence structure, and grammar. Keep up the hard work. Thank you for saying that. Below you find the paper, I included some comments. These comments and summary feedback form are your guide for revision. Good luck with your writing, and we hope you work with us again soon. Okay, understood. Okay, now where it is. So right now what I'm doing is I'm making this smaller because that's what she said to do. She didn't actually say it. She said that those are the rules. Damn it. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what that is. I just had to know how many errors I have. Why is it doing that? Okay, I'll just go back. Where was I at? I caught it too, Olivia. So follow me at the Kimberly Cloud Show 39 on Facebook. That way you can see what I'm exactly doing. Okay. Delete app has problem with the data that is on its page. No, there is not. There is almost no data to keep veterans. um, Delete app collects data that may be not relevant to Oh, follow me at the Kimberly Cloud Show to see what I'm doing. Okay. Hold up. Wrong one. I know how to write a bibliography. Hold up. Let me get a skeleton of it. Give me just a second, you guys. Let me open up. I got one more thing to do. So, okay, I did it right. This is how it should be done. Okay, I got my email. That, though it has taken some time, senior management becoming for your report. That I read this already. That's why I scrolled all the way down here. They have come to the conclusion that in addition to reconfiguring some of their app capabilities and assets, they need to examine their marketing approaches. So they've come back to us with a request for marketing plan that will need to incorporate user data and financial strategy considerations. I'm going to send out an email to the entire team to get the ball rolling on this. But I want you to be the first to know since you led the way on this effort. I'll get back to you as soon as wait, I'll get to back to you soon to share more details, but I'm late for another meeting. Okay, I read that. So let me write this down. Um, Project 3, Step 2. Okay, I don't need to read this yet. I'm just going through it. Let's see. When is this assignment due? Hold on. Let me write him. The SWOT assignment, when is it due? I was reading through the scene for SWOT assignment and wanted to know when it was due. I'll try to check on my own, but I look. Hold on. So just to let y'all know, words like awkward, vague, or wordy in a draft is a poor choice of words. Very poor choice. Hold on. Let me see something. Let me look first before I send this. What confuses me is this. When I go to assignments, right, you guys, it only goes up to project 2. It ends at project 2. Hi, Vahith 21. It only goes up to 2. So where do you submit your stuff at? So let's go all the way down. Project 3 is due with November 18th. Week 7 will be November 18th. Begin, work, submit, December 9th. So the 25th, which is in 2 weeks and 3 days, 17 days, project 3 is due. So, yeah. Do I have to ask him something? I'm thinking, y'all. Where do we submit? Where do we submit the first project of 3? First project. The first SWOT analysis for project 3. How do we submit our project to you since there is a sector for that? Dang, love me hair. Twice in a row. How do we submit our project to you since there is not a sector for that in the assignments tab? Okay, you guys, I didn't even know I spent an hour. It just feels like 15 minutes. Um, I am about to get off of here. And I just wanted to tell you guys that I appreciate you watching me. Gotta give y'all a shout out because if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't have this show. I would just be really, really talking to zero people. But since, I have to bring in the government, the lovely government, I hashtag the CIA because I was joking about something, you know. I only do it for purposes of um, enjoyment and entertainment. I'm not doing it to say watch this and actually you know how those agents act, they be like, she sent me this. It's a conspiracy theory. I wonder how many, if we were to do a test, how many agents that are CIA and FBI, how many of them actually feel scared and have conspiracy theories? But you wouldn't think they have conspiracy theories. You know why? Because they know what's going on. They know what's going on already, you know. So, but yeah, you know, a small fry we have conspiracy theories, like how at one time I was being censored, and a little bit I'm advocating for what I believe in, but a little bit I was being censored. Well, a lot. Let me not lie. I can't lie. A lot. I was being censored a lot. But now, hopefully my stats will go up by next year. And I hope to get like maybe 1,500 to 5,000 followers. It's not about what the ticker says. It's about what you know. What you know. I know that I have at least 10,000 plus followers. When I ran in the 34th district for state senate, I had over 13,000 people vote for me just by this show alone, by my honesty and by my integrity. Yeah, sometimes you may not like what I have to say, but at least I'm being honest and I'm not sitting up there lying to you guys. I tell the truth. So I know I have, but whoever controls that button, Trump is probably sitting up there with a McDonald's hamburger behind at Area 51, whoever controls that at Area 51 with a cheeseburger. Not saying he's big or nothing, but just imagine, close your eyes and imagine Trump with a cheeseburger in the background, and they in this technical big mumbo jumbo room, and he's eating his cheeseburger, talk about censor her. Give her only 55, wow, 50, give her only one follower, so yeah. But you know what, let me rephrase that. Trump is with the cheeseburger, but he's not eating it while the camera is rolling, and the engineers behind the cybersecurity is just tap tap tapping away. That's how it is. Because you never see these stars and the politicians eat the burger. You only see them near the burger. Like, if it was me and I'm going to get a McDonald's burger, I got to have at least once every 4 months. But these McDonald's hamburgers, like, it doesn't taste the same to me. Not to say McDonald's is bad, but it doesn't taste the same like back in the day when I used to eat biscuits and gravy. Remember when biscuits and gravy was out in McDonald's? I'll never forget it. They need to bring it back. I love their coffee there too. Their coffee gets me hyped. I'll be like, like the heart. And you know, they got good menus, but their menus' prices are inflated. The last time I went, it was $6. Now it's like $15 for a meal. And then they be like, get the mega app, get the mega meal. That's $40. Feed two. And you be like, $40 for two people? Am I going to Outback or something? You just getting a burger with some ketchup and mustard and two pickles on it. What the hell? So keep doing what y'all doing, McDonald's. You brighten young children's hearts, being able to go out there and go to a restaurant and eat a burger. That's what it's about, for granny or grandpa to take the young adults to McDonald's, or children to McDonald's. They're not exposed to that like we were for almost 41 plus years. So, yeah, I'm not saying McDonald's is bad. I just wonder, why don't they show them actually eating the burger? The same with Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg. He took a picture, McDonald's. He's even said he's not human. He was once human, like when someone tells you something and you're making like money, like it takes almost $800 to get into his stock market. But if someone like intelligent like that is saying, I was once human like you, and then stop smiling and you be like, what is going on? Like believe them. Believe them. And that's why I look up to all of these moguls, man. One day I want to be on a stage talking. Right now, I'm not that good, but I got to build it up. Like some people, they have to work in increments, and I work in increments. Now I want to get 3 people to interview, which is going to go by, it's going to fly by. I got to have the rules in place for only 2 minutes per, answer, so we can, get past it. I'm breaking myself out of things. And that is what it's all about. From school to mental health to everything. Podcasting. I'm trying to surpass, and I'm the only one with the guts that can sit up there and say that, I'm breaking myself out of habits. Lately, it's been a little interesting because, you know, I did say I lived a messed up life and I blamed the government, but it's been interesting to see people be nice to me. I still have some stragglers out there that still is like rude, but it used to be everything, or everyone except for the ones I interview, or the ones that watch me. But if I come into contact with you, someone um is going to be rude. Not you as in per you, but if I come in contact with someone is going to bound to be rude. But lately, I got to speak to this young Hawaiian guy, young whippersnapper with a degree, working at Starbucks, happy as ever, military brat, and very outgoing. He was gay, and I told him he had the little gay pin on, the LGBT, should I say. And I was like your pen. He was like, thank you. He just began on a rant about him and his family that traveled the world, traveled to DC and traveled the world. And I was like, I'm born from DC. He was like, he would talk real fast. You know how these young whippersnappers, see the new generation, they talk real fast, and I'll be like, slow down your words so you can carefully interpret what the hell you're saying. Don't try to out talk an adult, someone that's 40 about to be 50 in the next 9 years. But these young whippersnappers, they tickle me, man, like seriously, when they talk fast, and I'll be like, huh? Like, what? So I mean, yeah, that their bites is or bits, or however you say it, is very more advanced than ours. They've been around, even though they've been around computers since they was young. The computers that the generation wave, that they're second generation computer nerds and individuals. They're second generation. That wave is totally different. We're first generation. So the second and the third generation, you know, these computers are so wonderful. I'm sorry. I give a computer a shout out. Big shout out to the computers out there. Big shout out for helping me do my homework and cutting down time and helping me do everything I need to do. Talk to you guys. So I have to give computers, not because I don't want to, but I want to give computers a shout out. We're going to GPU now. Believe it or not, a computer, a phone, they disrupt things within you. It's for the good. So for the second generation with laptops that are sleek instead of those hard boxed, bulky computers, you have to think, what disruptors or inhibitors are inside those computers that are working or collaborating with our brains right now. I've known you, I've seen it too, where you've thought something and it came up somewhere. The Neuralink. The Neuralink, you connect with the computer, but it's been a time where I've thought something and my GPS come up, or I said something on a military base. I said, I want to go dancing. And I swear to God, I put this on. This is not an auditory hallucination. The stuff that happened to me is not. If I said it's happened, it's happened. No editing, no nothing. I said to myself on a military National Guard base, it was snowing outside. It was in Salt Lake City, between Salt Lake City and somewhere else. And I said to myself, I want to go dancing. It was a club. And I always talk to myself. So I was like, I would like to go dancing. And then, sure, I would like that too. That's exactly what happened to me. It said that back in her language, in her GPS language. I said, what in the, I said, what? I started laughing. So I know I have reason, and I've tested that these computers have, they have sensors to block that type of stuff, but sometimes it gets out. Sometimes it gets out, and you see that the computer is very aware of its surroundings more than what we think. So take care, be safe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Never waste my time.